Perfect. All right, can everybody hear me? I'm gonna hope that you all can hear me because this just did a weird thing. Oi. All right, we're gonna say it's okay. Oh, we can all arrive in our own spaces. Today being the historic day of the first day in my new office space. So new beginnings, right? And on this day of new beginnings and new spaces, we are talking about warmth. So we're going to talk about cultivating warmth in a gentle way here, because this is gentle yoga, but everything in life can be done with heat and gentility, or strength and gentility, or brazenness and gentility. There's a way to bring a gentle aspect to everything we do in this lifetime. So I'm hoping that this practice honors that gesture of keeping things gentle, but also really connecting to that fire in the belly. So on that happy note, let's all come to a comfortable seated position. So I'm going to just sit on a prop so I can lift my hips up. But if you don't have a yoga block at home, you could sit on a pillow or the edge of a blanket, anything to just bring a little bit of height to the hips, and from there, lifting tall through the crown of the head. It just makes it so it's easier for the muscles to bring the spine into alignment. Making sure that head is over the heart and the heart is over that center here, that fire in the belly that we will be connecting to. Okay, we're just having some technical difficulties here. So I'm not sure. I'll just disconnect real quick and hop back on. See if maybe now the video is working. I hope. Good? Maybe? Oh, sounds good. Good. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. We're all connected with sound now. On the same page here. Perfect. So as we're sitting with our head over our heart over our center, connecting to that fire in the belly, hands coming to rest comfortably on the thighs, and allowing the eyes to soften gently or close. Beginning to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Elongating that exhale until it is twice as long as the inhale. Feeling everything soften in the body with each exhale you take. Allowing the posture to support you here so that the muscles can relax. Showing you where you can be both strong and integrity and soft. Slowing down those inhales and exhales, feeling that connection to the core, the fire in the belly activate on that inhale. And exhale to release that back out into the world at large. This balance of bringing in the fire with the breath and releasing the fire with the breath. Breathing in all the way down to the bottom of the belly, feeling the belly button expand out with the inhale. And then exhale, tucking that belly button up and in here. Breathing into the belly, deep, long breaths. And breathing back out, all the way back down to the bottom of the belly as the muscles contract in. As you continue with this breath, breathing into this source of fire and power, begin to feel that light grow and expand in all directions until it is basking the whole body in a golden, fiery light. Feeling a warmth tingle over you in a gentle, kind way. Like you're just the right distance from a bonfire. Or you're feeling the effects of a glowing candle over a meal. Where you can appreciate this sense of fire from all directions and perspectives. And as you feel this fire from the belly expanding out into the whole body, are there any other sensations you experience besides warmth? Do you feel strong or certain? You feel cheeriness or love? What does your warmth look like when you are consciously tending to it? As you are ready, let go of that fire belly breath. Let go of that intentional breath work that's been fueling that fire. And allow that fiery glow to come back to its source of center in the belly as you return to a normal state of breathing. Knowing that fire is always there for you to connect to and access, because it is uniquely your own. Taking just another moment here in this introspective space to feel all that you're feeling in your body now that this glow has returned back to its core. Remembering that this is a safe space for sighs, moans, or groans. Allowing your fire to have its own unique voice. And as you're ready, allowing the eyelids to flutter back open, returning back to the space around you. Inhale to bring the arms out side to side, palms lifting to the skies, gaze follow till the hands touch. And exhale to slide it all down to heart center, chin to chest. Inhale is as though you are scooping up the sunshine, some warmth right between your palms, feeling that heat with the hands touch. And exhale to bring it all back down, bringing that warmth to heart center. Continuing with this own breath in your own divine timing. Keeping that exhale nice and long and slow. But generating warmth doesn't need to be a race. It can be conscious thought and intention setting. Inhale to bring the head back to center. One hand comes to the earth and the other hand lifts up and over, coming into a side stretch. Feeling this whole side of the body open up, and breathe into the spaces between the muscles, the bones, the tendons, Feel that heat and energy coming off those fingertips lifted up and overhead. And breathing deep in and out of the nose here. Sending that inhale to that Uddiyana Bandha, that source of power, that source of fire deep in the belly, right above the belly button. Inhale to come all the way back through to center. Pause to exhale out the nose. And then inhale to lift that arm up and overhead. Coming into your side stretch on the other side. Same invitation. Breathe in and feel that expansion opening up while sending that breath to the belly. And exhale to send it all back out to the world. Knowing that one of the gifts of fire is that it creates space. Finding that space in the body with gentle stretching. Inhale to rise all the way back through to center. Exhale to pause here. Inhale to twist, looking out past that back shoulder. Inhaling to lift and lengthen, finding that length now in the spine all the way through the crown of the head. And exhale to see if you are able to twist, if you're ready or wish to twist, just a little bit more, looking out past that back shoulder. Breathing deep here, feeling that breath of fire. Acknowledging that it will bring you gifts in every posture you take in this sequence. And so really rooting down and connecting to it. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale for a pause. Inhale to twist to the other side. Hand finds that opposite knee. Other hand rooting down into the earth behind you, lifting and lengthening. And that gift of the exhale to see if you want to twist a little bit more. Acknowledging that all twists are known for their gift of release. And there's something powerful to that gift of fire and space and the gift of the twist in the release. Because when we release into space, something new always comes. Inhale to return back to center here and exhale. If you're on a prop, you can move that out of the way. And then coming forward onto hands and knees. Knees stacked under hips, hands stacked under shoulders. Option here to make fists with the hands under the shoulders if you experience any sensitivity. And then once again, connect to that fire in the belly here, bringing that belly button up and in, activating those core muscles, extending out through the crown of the head as the gaze falls on the earth in tabletop. Just a few minutes here, intentionally activating that core, finding that heat and connection in a gentle and loving way. Nothing should hurt here. We're not trying to feed the burn or feel the burn or anything like that. We just want to feel the warmth. We want to cultivate and tend to that warmth. All right, inhale, drop the belly down, slide the shoulders closer together on the back and lift the gaze towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the belly button up and in. Crown of the head drops towards the earth. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Continuing this gesture, this movement with your own timing that matches your own breath. It's a special skill to be able to move at your own pace and not at the pace of others. And that is cultivating the warmth. Often when we try to match the speed of others, we can burn out. So taking the time to honor your speed. Inhale to return to that nice flat back, that tabletop position. And inhale, lift the right arm right out in front of you and feel those muscles wake up here. Those are the ones. Now you can always stay as you are here. This is a gentle practice. However, if you'd like a little more heat, extend that opposite leg straight out and back here. Really feeling those muscles, saying hello to them. How do you do? Curling up the edges of the mouth for a yoga smile here. Big deep breath in and exhale to float it all down. Pausing here to connect to that warming breath, a deep breath in through the nose. A deep breath out through the nose. Inhale, lift that opposite arm straight out and in front this time. Option to stay here as you are. Or inhale, lift that opposite leg straight out and back. Feeling that heat. Added a little kindling on this warming practice, perhaps. But wherever you are, whatever you're choosing, committing to that breath of fire, letting it guide you, and exhale to float everything down, walking the hands up towards the front of the mat here and beginning to make some circles with the hips. They can be big circles, small circles. If you hit a spot that you're like, ooh, that's talking to me a little, feels a little different than the rest of it, you can rock back and forth in that spot and then continue on. I think there'd be some fluidity here. You know, flames are this thing that sort of dance around, right? So letting there be some genuine sporadic movements to your circle. And then as you're ready, reverse, head in the opposite direction here. Letting that fire breath guide you and maintaining that intention with the belly. Inhale to come to stillness at center and exhale. Bring that forehead down towards the earth. Hands stay at the front of the mat. Opening up that heart space. Breathing deep here. Invite that fire breath in the belly all the way up to the heart now. Warming your heart space. Inhale to rise back up. And this one time, come all the way up and through till you're laying down on your belly on the mat. From here, elbows will come under the shoulders. And then seeing if those hands fit right into the elbow creases here, right? Like if you do that, chances are your hands are under their shoulders and the appropriate distance apart. Ta-da! All right, hands then come out in front of you, palms pressing into the earth and inhaling to lift up into Sphinx pose. Pressing into those arms, breathing deep here. Asking yourself if you can feel those muscles in the core. Big deep breath in and then exhale, melt down to the earth, sliding the hands under the shoulders this time, elbows tuck into the side body. Inhale to lift up to a baby cobra, pressing into the pelvis, the legs, the top of the feet. Exhale to melt down. 2 more times, coming into baby cobra. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to melt down. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to melt down. Now, option to come into baby cobra and hold this time, or inhale, lift all the way into upward facing dog. Big deep breaths here, choosing your comfort level. And then wherever you are, whatever you've chosen, exhale to gently lower yourself all the way down to the earth here. Bringing one cheek to the mat, pausing to take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Asking yourself, where are you feeling that warmth right now? Asking yourself, what is your comfort level with your warmth, the heat and the fire you're building? Do you want to offer a little more to your practice? Do you want to pull back a little bit? Acknowledging there's no right or wrong, just your experience in this precious moment. Inhale to bring your forehead, mouth, or chin to the mat, and then extend the arms out side to side, palms down. Inhale to lift up. You can choose how much you want to lift, just a little bit, perhaps a lot of it. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale to lift once again. Exhale to float it on down. Inhale to lift. This time pausing to hold. So finding something that you can hold for a few breaths here. Something that feels authentic to you. Exhale to melt it all down. This time bringing the hands under the shoulders, pressing yourself up and back to child's pose. Your choice, extended child's pose. What's the other one? Normal child's pose, but you choose. Yogi's choice here. An option to layer on rocking the forehead side to side, giving the brow line a little massage. Giving yourself a restorative moment, letting your warmth guide you and stay in this pose. Can you cultivate this heat without moving? Inhale to slowly rise back up here, turning back to our space. And then come up onto the knees, curl the toes under, sit back on the heels. Ooh, ooh. All right, make sure all the toes are curled under, especially that pinky toe. They can get a little wily sometimes, not always want to play. And then inhale to sit up nice and tall, lifting through the crown. Hands resting comfortably on the thigh. Inhale once again, open up side to side here. Exhale, either give yourself a nice big hug here, choosing which arm you want to be on top and taking note, or bending at the elbows and coming into eagle arms with either one wrap or two. Whichever you're choosing, though, inhale and lift up. Gaze to the sky, feeling those muscles in the belly. These muscles which stabilize us, give us our strength, our momentum, our longevity. And exhale, slide those hands back down to center, unravel or unhug, open up side to side. Exhale, opposite arm on top this time, coming into either that hug on the other side or eagle arms on the other side, and then lifting. If your toes are getting tired, feel free to uncurl them and just sit on the tops of the feet. Big deep breath in here. And exhale to bring those hands back down, unravel and come forward right onto the hands and begin to tap out the tops of the feet. You can do this slowly to start, but I invite you to really bring some speed and heat. You know, maybe if you live in an apartment, you don't want to disrupt anybody on the floor underneath you. I'm on the first floor, so I can be as loud as I want. And slower, slower. Bring it all down, sitting back on the heels here, taking a moment to once again lift through the crown, soften the shoulders. Feeling that equal lift through the front and the back body, and making sure that the head is over the heart is over the center. We human beings have this tendency to try to race ahead of us at all times, and that often looks like the nose just being a little bit too far ahead. So bringing everything to center here, and then inhaling, lifting the arms in front of you at shoulder height. Exhale to rotate the palms out, float the arms all the way back and behind the body, interlacing the fingers and pulling back and down, opening up that heart space that you sent your fire to. Breathing deep here. Inhaling in, exhaling out. On your next inhale, returning to that nice flat back, lifting tall through the crown. And then exhale, hinge forward from the hips, melting the torso over the thighs, bringing the forehead to the mat or to a block, and lifting those arms up and behind you, coming into Yoga Mudra. Breathing deep here. Once again, celebrating that heart space by bringing it above the head. Notice how we've sent our breath to our belly, our muscles, this physical space and time and our experience in it, into our heart to delve inward into our experience to get the most. But we haven't sent our breath to the head, and there's a reason for that. Inhale, lifting tall. Rising back up to that seated position. And exhale to release the hands, allowing them to float back to the thighs in front of you. Taking a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out here. Inhaling, coming on to the sides of the hips here. So you can pivot your feet in front of you. So coming into the center of your mat. And soles of the feet flat on the earth here. Your hands can come to reach the back of the thighs. Inhale, open the heart up, lift the gaze to the sky. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin into chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round, that cat-cow gesture that we experience in tabletop. We're now just taking it in a different form. So inhaling in, we find our sits bones. And exhaling, rounding, you find your tailbone. Continuing to feel those bones. Feel that space in the body in between those bones. And on your next inhale, returning to a nice flat back, which is somewhere sort of in between those two, the sits bones and the tailbone. Lifting tall through the crown. And then inhale, begin to lift one foot off the ground or both feet. And it can be just this sort of playful gesture here, right? Nice and gentle, but still connecting to that, still boat pose. Still build a lot of heat here. Or you can bring both feet up off the earth if you would prefer. No matter what you're doing, though, keeping that length and integrity all the way through the crown of the head. And so what I mean by that is if you find yourself like this, make sure you're rolling those shoulders back and down, opening the heart space, gaze lifted up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring it all back down to the earth, hugging the arms around the knees, head comes to rest on the forearms. Pausing here in this own little love cave, your very own space. Inhale to slowly rise up. Hands come to the back of the thighs here. Once again, and we're going to go right back into that boat pose, that exploration of how much can you give and maintain that integrity? How much can you give and still gently stoke those inner flames? Right? There's no answer other than your answer that is right now. Big deep breath in and exhale to bring it all back down. Returning back to that love cave. Inhale to slowly rise back up. And this time bringing the soles of the feet to touch in front of you. Fingers can wrap around those toes, or you can grab the ankles. And then use that inhale to lift the thighs up towards the sky. The exhale to ground them down towards the earth. Breathing in and exhaling. So gently adding on to this cobbler pose that we regularly do in our gentle class. Showing how we can build a little more heat in these beautifully kind poses. And then on your next exhale, settle down, settle in, keeping that length in the spine to the crown of the head, pulling the thighs down towards the earth. Pausing here for 3 breaths. Using those exhales to soften the muscles of the body. And one more big deep breath in. And exhale, melt it forward, extending those arms out. Now, if you can get your head all the way down to the earth, more power to you. That's awesome. The rest of us are probably somewhere in between here and here or there. And by there, I meant my feet, just to be clear. 2 more of those deep fire breaths here. Asking if there's anything you can soften with that exhale. Inhale to slowly rise up. And exhale, this time extending just one leg straight out in front of you. That extended leg nice and active. From here, inhaling to lift through the crown. And this can be a really nice place to have a strap. So if you have a strap nearby through your yoga practice, or you could use a towel or the strap on a robe or like a cardigan or something, those are all great alternatives. But if you'd like to, you can wrap that around the foot here, sitting up nice and tall, perhaps even wrapping the hands around the strap, and then exhale, folding forward, keeping a nice flat back to start. So really hinging from the hips here. Nice deep breaths. Each exhale an opportunity to see if you can go a little bit farther forward. Every centimeter a celebration. It's all a journey. Big deep breath in, and then exhale, round everything. You can wrap those hands around the strap more, or just walk the hands closer towards the foot. Inhale to slowly rise back up, loosening the grip on that strap till you're lifting all the way back through the crown. And then when you're ready, transitioning to the other side, extending that opposite leg straight out, foot nice and active as though it's pressed against the wall, while that opposite foot is pressing into that inner thigh. Option to add that strap here, lifting tall through the crown. And then exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips here. Big deep breath, keeping that integrity, shoulders relaxing down the back body. One more big deep breath in. And exhale to fold forward. Mental note for this new space. My strap is very loud on the hardwood floor. Really softening the body, enabling you to see if you can fold a little bit more forward, bringing that head closer towards the knee, perhaps. Breathing deep into that fire in the belly. Feeling the body cool down a little bit. Perhaps at this point it's more embers, coals. Inhale. Come back to center, taking that strap, moving it out of the way. And returning the soles of the feet flat to the earth here. And then softening the back body to the earth. All right, here. Soles of the feet on the earth, but just far enough away from the body that your middle fingers can touch the heels here. Palms face down to the earth, pressing in, shoulders pressing into the earth. And then inhale, press into those feet, also lifting the hips up towards the sky. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lift one more time. Seeing how far you can lift those hips and pause. I shouldn't say how far you can lift the hips, how far you can go in this pose with the palms still down comfortably, that you can sustain for 3 breaths. Now, once again, if you'd like to layer on more, tucking those shoulders under the back body, interlacing the fingers, pressing down into those hands. Lifting the chest towards the chin and the chin towards the sky. One more big breath in here. And exhale to lower everything down. Perhaps feeling that fire in a different part of the body now in your practice. Walking those feet till they're the width edges of the mat, and then windshield wiping the legs side to side here. Option to open up those arms into cactus arms, elbows bent at 90-degree angles. Inhale to bring those knees back up to center, and then hug the knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side gently here. Invitation to give each knee a little kiss. That's the good stuff. Oh, getting a nice massage on that low back. And then option to just keep gently rocking here side to side. Nice soothing gesture, or bring those soles of the feet, kick them up towards the ceiling. Hands come to the outer edges of the feet, or you can wrap those peace fingers around the big toes. Can keep rocking side to side or kicking the legs out. Whatever's gonna feel good. Now extending one leg straight out, keeping that foot nice and active while hugging that bent knee into the chest now. Inhale, pull that knee towards its shoulder. Oh, and then bring it towards the opposite shoulder. One more big breath here. And then exhale, bring it all the way over now to the far other side of the body. Arms extended out at shoulder height. And then last but not least, turn the head to look in the opposite direction of the knee. Breathing deep. Once again, remembering the gifts of the twist, that surrender, that release. Inhale to return to center. Extend that leg straight out, keeping the foot nice and active. And then hugging that opposite knee up into the chest now. Deep breaths here. Then inhaling to open it up to the shoulder on that same side of the body. And then coming over towards that shoulder on the opposite side. Hopefully this feels really delightful. Remember, if it doesn't, just back off a little, do it a little less, find that sweet spot. And then big deep breath in and exhale, coming into a supine twist, bringing that knee to the other side of the body. Arms extended out at shoulder height, or option to bend at the elbows, come back into those cactus arms. Both shoulders firmly rooted to the earth. And then exhale to turn the head to look the opposite direction of that knee. Eyes can soften or close. As you keep on with that fire breath. Inhale to bring everything back to center. This time, keeping the left foot on the earth with the knee bent, and then kick the right leg up and over, coming into a figure 4 here. If this isn't your favorite thing, you're welcome to go back into either hugging the knees or that happy baby option. But if you dig the figure 4, right? Inhale, lift that left foot up off of the earth, bringing the shin to be parallel with the ground beneath you. And then option to stay here or interlace those fingers behind that left thigh, pulling that leg closer to the body, deepening the stretch here, opening up the psoas. So whatever posture you've chosen to embody in this moment, give it your breath and your full awareness and intention. What is the lesson to be learned about yourself and your body? Or what is it that you're ready to let go of and surrender, making space for something new? No matter what, following the path of warmth. Where does your warmth lead you? Big deep breath in and exhale to drop that foot down to the earth, unraveling, this time firmly rooting the right foot and lifting the left leg up and over into that figure 4. Choosing to stay here or to lift that foot up off the earth, and then choosing whether or not you'd like to clasp the hands behind that thigh. Every side is different. This pose will feel different on each side of the body. So on this side, I don't need to really pull it towards me to feel the same. amount as I do on the other side, meaning that this side is tighter. One of the many gifts of a yoga practice, it lets you know where the imbalances are in your body. So you can send your loving awareness to those parts, giving them the gift of release with the exhale. One more big deep breath in. And exhale, softening everything back to the earth. This time bringing the soles of the feet to touch once again in this reclined cobbler's pose. And choosing where you'd like the feet to be, depending on where the feet are closer or farther from the body, will depend on the depth of the stretch. So finding something that you can ease and relax into. Bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Allowing the eyes to soften or close here for a few breaths. Feeling that hand on the belly and feeling the warmth radiating from that space. From here, choosing if you'd like to embody your Shavasana in this pose, or if you'd like to take a more traditional extended leg option, acknowledging that the body will continue to cool down at a rapid pace here, especially after generating all of that warmth, all of that intention. So perhaps adding on layers, putting a blanket over you. Bringing the head fully to center, allowing the feet to soften, the hands to soften, palms up. With each inhale, breathing into that fire in the belly, letting that warmth radiate to every fiber of your being, bringing with it a softening gesture, a full state of relaxation. And then when you are ready, you can drift off into your Shavasana. As you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turning back to the space around you and taking any final gestures, stretches, movements that your body is asking for before rolling onto your side and then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Closing our practice today with 3 Oms. So inhaling the hands either to heart center or placing both hands on top of each other over the heart space. Taking a nice deep breath in. My wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste. Thank you for joining, and I hope you've enjoyed this practice.